I struggle with the mindless, tasteless obsession of domination. A washed brain can never truly be rinsed out. I flourish in my corner of this rusty world as groups sweat for total control. But when you're in full control, you have to maintain. And when you have to maintain, you are never truly free. A washed brain can never truly be rinsed out. Instead, I stand on my floating base, uncontent with my progress and eager to push things forward, but ultimately remain a free solo. Now, let's continue the story. I headed back to harbor to do some more looting. If you're new here, I encourage you to subscribe because I post chill content like this every week. But while I was here, I met a player that was doing the same thing as me. But in Rust, things can only happen one at a time. And right now, it was my time. Being able to move around whenever I want really opens up the map. I needed more wood and ore, so I decided to ride over to this area. A place that seemed relatively safe, farm as much as I could, bring it back to my floating base, and disappear. I had more than I needed, and I didn't want to test my luck. So, it was time to go. Whenever I wanted peace of mind, with a low possibility of interacting with people, I would take my tugboat as far out into the ocean as I could. And out here, it was peaceful enough for me to get work done and decorate. And on this night, I set up my sofa, a cozy addition to my floating base. It was the perfect way for me to regain my health and stay strong. Not only is a sofa nice to have, it's a necessity to a solo like me, especially on days like this when the sunset is too hard to look away from. But with a fishing rod in my hand, I began my search for small shark and salmon. After I did some fishing, I decided to head to the snow. Out there, it was peaceful, and I was able to collect resources without any disturbances. again, I found myself in the middle of the ocean, far, far away. The way the moon reflected against the water left me in awe. But I took advantage of this time to collect my fish, and with the cover of the night, I headed over to the fishing village to sell what I had fished. After selling my fish, I felt like it was time to do a monument, so I headed over to the Lighthouse in hopes of finding a green card. To my surprise, there was a green card, and while I was here, I decided to farm and use the recycler to maximize my scrap. But as I was leaving, I realized that I was stuck. I couldn't move the boat because I had gone too far into the land. So, as I was trying to push the boat out, I saw some players approaching. My best option was to stay in the cockpit until they left. But something told me, just turn the wheel to the right. And so I did. And somehow, I was able to escape. I pulled into a fishing village to make sure no pirates were stuck to my boat. And when the coast was clear, I took a moment to rest and get my health up to 100. It was time to do something. I wasn't expecting to do this wipe. It was time to go underground. I didn't waste too much time, and I didn't go too far. I just collected resources and came back up to the surface. It's surprising what one small run underground can yield you. And on this extremely foggy day, I found myself yet again out in the middle of nowhere, a perfect place to organize my loot and add to my base. This was an ordinary harbor run to use the recycler, but on my way back, I was confused as to what I was seeing, and then this happened. I figured he was still close by, so I went out to do a little hunting. Clearly, this group was coming back for revenge, and I didn't want to be a part of it. So I hopped in my tugboat, and I took off. matter where I went, there was trouble. A solo completely outnumbered on a server full of groups. But in a moment of panic, I shoot another solo who seems to be just getting started, and instead of killing him, I bring him back to his feet, and we go our separate ways. From a solo to a solo, there's always respect. And shortly after, I continue on to do the puzzle at Harbor. And on my way back, I find this guy snooping around my base.
Nice waste of crossbow, man. Crossbow. Again. Oh, you're nice. You're a nice guy. I appreciate it very much. Is this your base, bro? If this is your base, my bad. I had no idea.
My tugboat base was now feeling cozy, and so I headed over to the snow. There was an entrance underground here, and I figured I would do the last of my major looting here. I made my way back to harbor to do a final recycle run. But while I was here, this happened. After this series of gun battles, I decided to take my tugboat and take it to the ends of the Rust world. Eventually, I reached the very end, and it was just an invisible wall. And that was when I decided I was going to abandon my tugboat. So I began to remove the doors and locks. And I simply sat on my sofa and stared out into the distance. If anyone happened to come by my base, they could have it, along with the loot inside. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thank you to my YouTube members. This was the end of my tugboat journey, but I'll see you here next week for a new journey. Not simply a solo journey, but a duo, and all of the challenges and victories that come with that. Much love and stay chill. You've been watching an Orange Dream production.